Perhaps we should start off with Laurie Crerar. Thank you, Laurie.
Thanks, Bob. I represent Friends of the Tamer. I've just retired to try and encourage my eldest son to take on a new public meeting in the new year. But Bob, the campaign that this committee, TAP, has run has led us to this point, and my mentor in life, Dr. Ingalls, is going to talk, I think, just on a few points regarding risk management. Today I'm going to say that everyone in this hall can help with two charts I'm going to show on the overhead projector. I'm going to actually give you the keys to being risk managers. I've been somewhat of a risk manager for 40 years. I love the subject, and let me say to you all at this meeting, you haven't heard about risk assessment in this pulp mill process because people are hiding the truth. Not only are they hiding the truth, but we, the River Edge communities of the Tamar Valley, are being shortchanged. And we're being shortchanged because greed and corruption. The Tamar Valley, in our opinion, from our risk advisory group, is a high risk. And this has taken 12 months' work to arrive at this. So it hasn't been an easy function for us. The Hampshire site is medium to low risk. I'm very surprised at the amount of lack of information that the Tasmanian community, which is one of the greatest visiting sites in the world according to National Geographic, it rates Tasmania as number 20 in the world. So what does that make our beautiful Tamar Valley? Where is the claims experience from around the world in chemical pulp mills from the three biggest reinsurers in the world, Munich Re in Germany, Lloyd's of London, and Veritas in Sweden? Where have you seen that information? You haven't seen that information because it's been hidden from you. We hope to draw that out and give that to Bob so as we can go forward. One of the great terms that have been used is world's best practice, and what balderdash that term is. Let me repeat, what balderdash that term is. We will not, I want you to remember this one point, we will not have world's best practice until the risk analysis is completed. It's very simple. World's best practice is to assess the risk. The Premier recently stated in the last sitting in Parliament in Hobart, when he was asked what was the results of risk assessment, his reply was, "I don't know." Recently in the Weekend Australia, the reporter and photographer were down and they asked him a similar question. "Premier, can you tell us the results of the risk analysis?" "What?" Okay, I'm going to now give you the keys to 40 years of risk assessment. If you just allow me to put the charts on and I'll just explain what they are. Can everyone hear me? Or should I go back up? Okay, that chart there is what we call a qualitative risk assessment. Now, it uses big words, but it really is about the likelihood of an event and about the consequence. And we have rated that, if you see up in the top there, about rare, unlikely, moderate, likely, and almost certain. And what you do, you simply multiply the factors up the top with the ones in the middle there, and you end up with a risk factor.
Now the other chart I was going to show you was the 21 potential hazards. I don't think I'll worry about it because it'll take up too much time. But there's 21, I might leave that on. There's 21 potential hazards within our calculations for the Tamar site. 21 major hazards. And our beautiful valley was a great way to start off, Cobber. We are being downtrodden. We are the soul of the earth. And it's not good enough. And there's something in my belly that rises up and says, enough's enough. I won't take up too much more of your time, but let me say that we are committed to seeing some of these major points. We will try and get some media release out with what I spoke about with the world's claims experience figures for chemical pulp mills. We provided a book even on the invertebrates that Dr. Brian Smith did in '95, and you wouldn't believe it, he divided the river into 4 different study areas. The most significant invertebrate study area for all those shells and oysters and mussels and, you know, thousands of species. The biggest population area is from George Town to Batman Bridge. And what do they want to put right in the middle of that area? A stinking, rotten chemical pulp mill. There's another point, Bob, I'm going to finish up pretty quickly, but because this is an important meeting for your organisation, I'd just like to say Agent Orange and SBS ran a program a while back with dioxin that was a principal agent in Agent Orange. And if you've seen that program and the child handicaps, the amputees, the disfigured bodies that came from dioxin and the effects of Agent Orange right throughout that Vietnam War, there is no way that this area and this community can put up with being bullied to have dioxin being discharged anywhere in the world today. Bob, if you allow me, I'd like to just finish on this one point, that in my 40 odd years of living here in Tasmania, this is the most significant public war I've ever seen, and I just hope that we all have a win, and somewhere that justice prevails, and these people who are cheating their way and cheating us are brought to justice. Thank you very much.
That's great, Laurie.